Welcome, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, to your general weekly tarot reading for January 13th through January 19th. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it is general. So just take whatever resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else, and never put anyone else's judgment before your own. And as we are doing the card selection, I just want to share with you my pre-reading meditation that I did for you. So I was feeling a slight tension, and then I saw the 10 of Wands. Now, I don't always see these things in tarot cards, but sometimes. And I saw the 10 of Wands, but it was kind of like faded out, and it was facing the opposite direction. And I really got the feeling of someone pushing something uphill or swimming against the tide. And in other words, I really felt like maybe some of you might be making things harder than they need to be. And I got the feeling of maybe you're taking physical action without being aligned with it, before lining up the energy. In other words, instead of taking action without inspiration. In other words, you really want to be inspired to action. When you try too hard, when you take action, I have to pick up the card from the floor, sorry. When you take action without being aligned with it, without believing in it, you have to work harder. It makes things harder. Things don't flow. So you really need to line up the energy first. And I also saw the 6 of Wands, and it was like flip-flopping from upright to reversed. And I really got the feeling that there are people around you who support you in something, I don't know what, but there are people around you who support you, and there are people around you who don't. And you're kind of, without even realizing it, or maybe you do realize it, but some of you don't even realize that you're actually allowing them to weigh in on your decisions, your life, I'm not sure what, but you're letting them have a say in it, whether you realize it or not. But once you leave them out of it, it will be easier for you to get in alignment and do what's right for you. And when you do, the people who support you will be there for you, and the other ones will just, either scurry away or fade out of your existence, or, you just won't even allow them to have a say anymore. Okay, so that's the, I don't know if you'd call it channeled message, intuitive message that I got. Now let's use the cards here and see what my intuition says. Okay, so, well, first of all, wow. Let me explain the card setup here. Oh, wait, before I do that, I do have one other thing to say. Okay. I hope there was no confusion for any of you who might either have been here before or are subscribers, but I had a recent experience that inspired me to change the name of the channel to High Priestess Influence. So I hope there was no confusion with that, my friends. And also, I recently discovered that many of your comments have been like kind of automatically put in spam or spammed by YouTube. And some of them, many of them do not seem like spam to me. They seem like really nice, reasonable comments. And you may think that I did not respond or acknowledge your comment, but it's that it actually wasn't there. So I need to figure that out. Maybe it's a setting or something for me, but I'm really not savvy about these things. So I'll try to figure that out. But if I did not acknowledge your comment in the past, I apologize, and I'm going to look into it. And let's get into this now. So we have from the minor arcana. What did you only had one card jump out for each position? Interesting. Okay. We have the physical realm, the mental realm, and the spiritual realm. And then from the major arcana, the overall energy. So I really love the overall energy of the star here, because right away when I started to say that, the feeling I got was, Gemini, all you have to do is believe. All you have to do is believe, or even more strongly than believe, know. Just know. Know that your dreams can come true. Know that your wishes can come true. Know that you can experience anything you would like to experience, that things can go your way. Know that the universe and your inner self, your inner being, are way more completely aware of your desires than you are in this physical experience, in this physical moment. The universe and your inner being know everything that you desire and all of your intentions, even the ones that you had before you incarnated into this experience. And when you can allow and believe and know, things flow more smoothly, and you can attract your desires more and more quickly and more smoothly when your vibration is high, when your belief and your knowing and your expectations are in the right place. So I love that energy. So I feel like it's an energy surrounding you, but it's also I also feel like it's part of the message here. So you have the Eight of Swords here in your physical realm. Now, the 8 is the number of power and sometimes money and career. And you have the power to release yourself, but you are holding yourself back. You are holding yourself back from something. Now, this is in your physical realm. So there may literally be something that you are not moving toward in your physical realm. And based on your mental realm here, it may be relationship related. You may be holding back in a relationship. You may be not trusting someone. You may be overly cautious about a relationship. It may be for some of you a relatively new relationship, and you're basing your reaction and interactions with this person. You may be basing that on old relationships, which is not really a good idea, because then you keep the vibration of those old relationships going. And this relationship is not that relationship. And you are not the same person that was in that relationship. And this other person isn't the same person. So you don't want to attract the same type of relationship that you've had in the past. I would assume you don't if you're being cautious about it, right? If you're holding back, that means you're basing it on negative experiences. Because if all of the experiences in the past that you're basing this holding back on, or if all the experiences in the past were positive, you wouldn't be holding back in this experience. Okay? Now, again, the reason I'm honing in on the relationship thing here is that you have the Two of Cups in your mental realm. Now, This is what's on your mind, what you're thinking about, what you're focused on. You only had one card jump out for that category also. And this doesn't necessarily mean it's a romantic relationship. For some of you, of course it is. For others, this could be a business partnership. This could even be a new friendship, right? You might be cautious about diving into a new friendship because you may have been burned by others. You don't trust others. I can totally relate to that, Gemini. So there is some sort of a relationship or, again, friendship, partnership that I feel for many of you is new or relatively new or even impending. You may not have agreed to anything yet. So this may be a partnership that you're considering and you're holding back. And for others, this is something you're already involved in. But again, you're holding back. You're not giving of yourself entirely. You're not entirely being yourself, if that makes sense. Okay? You're interested in this relationship. I really feel positive vibrations with this Two of Cups here. But you're still holding back, even though you feel good about this relationship, even though you believe in this relationship, this partnership, whatever, or this agreement that you may have made with someone. You feel positive about it, but you're still holding back. And I really think it's based on past experiences. But you have to remember, you are not that same person. You're not the same person you were yesterday, let alone, last week, last year, 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So you don't want to allow anything from the past to weigh in when it comes to the current experience. Now, in your message from the spiritual realm, you have the Ace of Swords. How amazing is this? So this isn't a prediction, but this is a reading of the energy as it stands. And the universe is acknowledging that this relationship or partnership has the potential to go all the way. It has the potential for public recognition. So that could indicate for some of you marriage. Or if this is a business partnership, it could indicate the establishment of a long-term business that becomes well established and recognized, or any other sort of agreement or partnership you may have made. This has tremendous potential. And I'm feeling like the universe is saying, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. You should give this a try. You should be open to it. And also, you need to believe. If you have negative expectations, then you will experience a negative outcome. But I don't think you really do have negative expectations, and I don't really think you have a negative vibration because you have the star energy around this. You're viewing, you're thinking about this partnership in a positive way. The universe is acknowledging with the Ace of Swords that this partnership or relationship has tremendous potential. It's just you having some mixed emotions and holding yourself back. Yet, the Eight of Swords, you have the power. You have the power to release yourself from these loose bindings. You have the power to walk away from this makeshift, self-imposed prison of these swords. And you have the power to turn around and see the refuge of the castle back there on that sturdy, solid cliff with, made of stone. that castle with a sturdy foundation there. And I don't think I've ever said anything about the sturdy foundation of the castle before. That's new. So that's kind of, I feel like, an indication that whatever this relationship is here for you, Gemini, it is built on a solid foundation. And you know what? We're in a 4 universal year, which is the number of solid foundations, of setting new foundations, of really grounding yourself. So keep that in mind, that it's a universal year of 4 solid foundations, creating foundations and solidifying things for ourselves. And so we are all experiencing the effects of that number starting this year in 2020. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But I do love the Ace of Swords there. I mean, it's really like that. These few cards have said a lot for you, Gemini. So it's interesting, and I'm wondering how this is playing out for some of you, or many of you, or all of you. And getting back to the message I gave you at the beginning here, with the 10 of Wands and the feeling of making things harder than they need to be, that may be where this falls in line for some of you. Some of you may be making this relationship harder than it needs to be by holding back and limiting yourself. You may be holding back because others are weighing in. And I really got the feeling it's none of their business. I think I even wrote that down. It's none of their business. Let me see, I can't even read my own writing here. I took notes here on what came to me. Yes. So, yeah, once you leave them out of it, it'll be easier for you to move forward in your own power. You don't need the approval of others if that is what's weighing in here, if that is part of what's holding you back with this 8 of Swords, okay? All right, my Gemini friends, it is kind of a specific reading here. It may not resonate with everyone. Although there may be something, if you are watching this, there may really be something in here for you. If not, you may be watching because you're supposed to be led to go view your moon or rising sign message, because sometimes they do resonate more. Sometimes they have an additional message for you too. Either way, though, I want to thank you so very much for being with me and supporting my channel. And if you'd like to support it a little more, you can just click like or subscribe if you haven't done so already. Either way, again, thanks for being with me, and I hope to see you back here again next week, my Gemini friends.